You've opened many videos before, but this one is different. This lesson is not random. It can change your English journey forever. Stay tuned. Welcome, everyone. If you've been trying to speak English for a long time, if you understand the words but still stay silent when it's time to speak, think about those moments when someone asks you a question in English, and suddenly your heart races, your mouth freezes, and your confidence disappears. If you feel shy, nervous, or unsure about your voice, then I want to tell you something from my heart, something very important today. It's not your fault. You've been learning English the wrong way because nobody told you the truth. Nobody told you how fluency really works. Nobody told you that fluency doesn't live in your brain. Fluency lives in your mouth. Yes, your mouth. And that changes everything forever. When a singer practices, they don't read about singing. They sing every day, loudly, with feeling. That's the only way to find their voice. When a dancer wants to improve, they don't study moves. They move their body again and again. Movement builds confidence, not silent studying. And when a baby learns to talk, they don't study grammar. They just repeat sounds, copy voices, and train their mouth without hesitation or fear. So why are you still treating English like a school subject? Why are you studying it silently instead of speaking it every single day? In this video, I will show you the truth. I will teach you something no teacher ever taught you in the classroom or in books. I will give you a mouth training routine that can transform your English, even if you're a complete beginner. It's simple, powerful, and life-changing. If you do it daily, it will change everything. This is not just about English. This is about confidence. This is about freedom, about identity. This is about giving your voice back. So listen carefully till the end. Speak with me. Feel every word with energy and belief. And if you want more powerful videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to Talkish English right now, because we are building something bigger. We are not just building a YouTube channel. We are building a revolution for English learners all over the world. A movement of powerful voices. Let's begin. Part 1. The Big Truth. Fluency lives in your mouth, not in your mind. That's the reality most learners never realize. You've probably heard people say, "I understand English, but I can't speak. Words are in my mind, but I can't say them confidently aloud. I know what I want to say, but my mouth freezes." Let me tell you why this happens and why it's not your personal weakness. It's not because you're not smart. It's not because your memory is bad. It's not because you didn't study enough or try hard enough. It's because you've never trained your mouth to speak English. Think about this. Real fluency needs your body, not just your memory or books. A singer who knows all the lyrics but never practices singing them out loud. Can she perform fluently on stage in front of everyone? Number. A football player who only watches YouTube videos but never runs, kicks, or plays the game. Will he ever become a champion? Never possible. Now think about you. You've read grammar rules, you've learned vocabulary, you've watched English videos, but how many minutes do you speak daily? How many minutes a day do you train your mouth to speak English out loud, without fear, without shame, without holding yourself back? Probably very little. And that's the problem. Your brain learns English, but your mouth delivers it. That's why your speaking still feels stuck. Let me explain something powerful. Your brain stores the words. Your brain understands the sentences. Your brain listens, reads, and remembers them. But your brain is not the speaker. Your mouth is. And that's why this journey requires a physical habit, not just mental study. So when your brain says, I know what I want to say, and your mouth says, but I've never said it before, conflict begins. That's when the problem happens. That's when the silence begins. That's when fear takes control. That's when you start feeling frustrated and stuck, even though you've learned so much. English is not just a language. It's a physical skill, just like music, just like dance, just like driving. English speaking is a physical habit. It lives in your lips, tongue, breath, voice, and confidence. That's where fluency grows and becomes natural. You can only build that habit by repeating, speaking, and practicing out loud. That's why we call it mouth training. That's the gym for fluency. It's like going to the gym, not for your body, but for your English. Every repetition builds strength, rhythm, and confidence in your voice. Every sentence you speak is a representative. Every tongue twister is a drill. Every new word you say out loud is muscle memory forever. You've probably seen this happen. You watch a YouTube video in English, you understand everything. But when someone asks, you suddenly freeze and panic. You don't know how to say it. Why? Because you never practiced using your mouth to express the message. Your brain was full, but your mouth empty. Now think of a better approach. You watch the video. You pause every 30 seconds. You repeat the sentence out loud with rhythm and power. You speak it again and again. Now you've trained the mouth. Now your words flow. Now you're not just learning English. You are living it. The reason you still can't speak is not because you're bad at English. It's because you've been silent for too long in daily life. But silence is not your natural state. You were born to speak. You were born with a voice. You just need to bring it back again. You need to practice not silently, but with your mouth. That's the transformation. That's the start of fluency. That's the real revolution for you. Part 2. The daily mouth training routine. The fluency gym that works. What is mouth training? Let's break it down step by step together. Mouth training means this. You don't just listen to English. You don't just read English. You move your mouth again and again with courage, like an athlete, like a singer, like a speaker. You build rhythm through daily movement. It's not passive study. It's active speaking. It's about speaking aloud, repeating with rhythm, stretching your sentences, feeling your voice, and making your mouth comfortable with English sounds every day. This is how muscle memory builds fluency. This is how you go from thinking in English to speaking in English without hesitation or fear. The routine: 5 simple exercises, just 10 minutes a day. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a partner. You just need yourself. You don't even need confidence. You just need 10 minutes and your mouth. No excuses. 10 minutes can transform your fluency forever starting today. You can do this in the mirror, in your room, while walking, before sleeping, after brushing your teeth, wherever you are, anytime you choose. But do it every day and speak with emotion. Speak like you believe the words matter. That's how fluency turns into a real habit. Now let me give you the exact steps. Exercise 1, the stretch. Duration, 2 minutes. Purpose, warm up your lips, jaw, and breath naturally. This is your speaking yoga. You loosen the tension and get your mouth ready for English flow. Relaxation leads to confidence in communication. Stand in front of a mirror. Look at your face. Breathe deeply. Focus on your presence. Now say these lines slowly and clearly with energy. I am here. I can speak. I don't need to be perfect. I need to be free. Speak those words like truth. My English doesn't need permission. It just needs practice. Repeat 3 times with sincerity. Each repetition makes your brain and mouth believe this message. Why this works? You're giving your mouth and your mind a signal. It's time to speak. Now you switch from student to speaker. It doesn't matter how simple the sentences are. What matters is how you say them. Slow, intentional, meaningful. Let every word carry weight today. Say them slowly. Say them with breath. Say them like they matter, because this is not grammar. This is your new identity, your voice. Exercise 2, the drill. Duration, 2 minutes. Purpose, train your lips, tongue, and speed with similar sounding words. Think of it as muscle training. This is like going to the Fluency gym. You repeat power word clusters until your mouth becomes faster, smoother, and stronger with repetition. Say these words 3 times, increasing speed with each round. Set 1. B and P cluster. Better butter. Batter. Bitter. Bottom. Bitterly. Paper. Pepper. Proper. Pretty. Perfect. Purpose. Set 2. C and K cluster. Coffee. Copy. Company. Common. Commit. Comment. Set 3. R cluster. Run. Right. Really. Ready. Road. Rule. Roll. Take a deep breath between each set, then say, I can say this clearly. I can say this faster. I can say this freely. Feel the words flow. Feel your muscles unlocking. You are not just repeating, you're programming your voice for fluency. Why this works? When your mouth gets comfortable with speed and sound, your brain starts trusting it. Confidence begins when body and mind connect. This is muscle memory and action. At first it feels strange. After 1 week it feels like a song. After 1 month, it's natural. Exercise 3, the tongue twister challenge. Duration, 2 minutes. Purpose, improve clarity, sharpness, and confidence with tricky phrases. Push your limits and grow stronger. This is the ultimate test of your tongue and lips. Tongue twisters are fun, difficult, and powerful. They make real English feel easy later. Start slowly, then faster again. Tongue twister 1. She sells seashells on the seashore. Repeat with energy, not fear. Push through mistakes. Tongue twister 2. 30 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. Let the rhythm carry you. Tongue twister 3. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Now say, If I can say this, I can say anything. I'm not afraid of fast words. My mouth is growing stronger. Every day your voice transforms. When you train hard, everything else becomes easy. Tongue twisters overtrain your muscles, preparing you for real speaking moments. So when you speak normal English, you feel fast, free, and smooth. That's the power of daily muscle practice, the hidden gift of repetition. Exercise 4, sentence stretching. Duration, 2 minutes. Purpose, turn small words into long, fluent, confident sentences. Fluency is expansion, not just speed. Fluent people don't just speak fast. They expand their thoughts. They stretch a simple sentence into a natural flow, making speech feel alive. You will now practice stretching your sentence like an elastic band. Start with this, I. Then stretch slowly into meaningful sentences without stopping. I. Now stretch it. I want. I want to speak. I want to speak better. I want to speak better English. I want to speak better English every day. I want to speak better English every day with confidence. Breathe deeply as you expand sentences. Now do the same with these. He is learning. He is learning English. He is learning English at home by speaking daily. We practice together. We practice together because we want to grow. We practice together because we want to grow and succeed in life. Why this works. You are training your brain to think in full English, not broken fragments. You start producing speech that feels natural. This builds grammar confidence, speaking fluency, and natural expression. It also helps your speaking mouth finally match your thinking mind in rhythm and speed. Exercise 5, your identity voice. Duration, 2 minutes. Purpose, build fluency with emotion, belief, and power. This is the most important transformation. You speak not as a student, but as the English speaker you are becoming. You say it with emotion. You say it with truth. Stand up. Look in the mirror. Say these lines clearly and powerfully. I am an English speaker. I don't wait for perfection. I practice. I don't fear mistakes. I welcome them. I speak English with my voice, my feeling, and my power. Speak with certainty. I am becoming fluent. Not one day, but every day. My voice matters. My words matter. My story matters. Believe it. Repeat it. Why this works. Fluency is not just a skill. It's an identity. When you say these sentences, you're shaping your future self daily. You are training your voice, your mindset, your emotion, your purpose. This is how you live in English, not just study it silently. Now you've learned all 5 exercises. Let's repeat them quickly for clarity. Stretch, drill, tongue twisters, sentence stretching, and identity voice. That's your toolkit. The stretch warms up your voice and breath. The drill trains your lips and tongue for speed. Tongue twisters build clarity and sharpness effectively. Sentence stretching grows fluency and sentence flow. Identity voice builds belief and confidence. Together, they form a powerful 10-minute fluency transformation routine. Do this full routine every day for 7 days. Even just 10 minutes a day, your mouth will feel different, stronger, and freer. Your voice will feel stronger. Your words will come faster. Your fear will begin to disappear. Every sentence spoken is progress, proof, and power. Because you are not just learning English, you are speaking it. You are living it. You are becoming the fluent version of yourself. Part 3. Why this mouth training works. The hidden power you never learned. This is the secret no classroom ever told you before. You've probably seen this. A student gets good marks in English exams. They can read a newspaper. They can understand English movies with ease. But when someone asks a simple question like, "Can you tell me about yourself?" they freeze. They stay quiet. They suddenly forget everything. This is the painful reality of millions of English learners. They have English in their brain, but they can't use it with their mouth. Why? Because no one told them what I'm about to tell you now. This truth will change the way you see learning. Let me explain this with a very simple idea. There are two types of memory, one in your brain, one in your body. One mental memory stored in your brain helps you remember vocabulary or grammar rules. You can write it, read it, or think about it. 2. Muscle memory stored in your body. It helps you do things automatically, like riding a bicycle, swimming, dancing, typing, or singing, without thinking. You can't learn this by reading, only by doing it again and again. Repetition builds the reflex that makes you move or speak naturally. Now think about this. Speaking English fluently is not a brain memory. It is a muscle memory built in your mouth daily. And just like you cannot learn dancing by reading a book, you cannot speak English fluently just by studying. You need physical repetition. You need to speak it, train it, repeat it, and live it with your own voice. That's where real fluency is born. That's why mouth training works. That's why this method is different from everything you've tried before. It targets your voice, not just knowledge. Let's look at two people learning English. Person A, the smart student. They know 1,000 words. Their notebook is full of grammar rules. They understand English TV shows, but they never speak out loud. They are scared of mistakes. When it's time to speak, they freeze completely. They say, "I know the word. I just can't say it." Why? Because they have brain knowledge but no mouth experience at all. Now meet person B, the slow beginner. They know only 100 words, but they speak those words every single day without waiting for perfection. They talk to themselves, they speak in front of the mirror, they stretch sentences, they practice the mouth training exercises consistently without excuses. After 1 month, this person speaks with more confidence and fluency than person A. Why? Because fluency is about training, not just knowing. Think about music. A piano player doesn't become great by studying music theory. They become great by playing the piano daily, even imperfectly. Even if they make mistakes, they keep playing. Their fingers start moving automatically. They don't have to think. Their muscles remember the patterns naturally. The same is true for you. If you want to speak English, you must train your lips, your jaw, your breath, and your rhythm. Do it every day. That's how fluency grows. Not through memorization, but through repetition. Your body learns the flow of English speech. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was from a small town. She never went to an English-speaking school. She only studied books. She understood English, but never had the courage to speak it. Every time she tried, her voice shook. She felt small, weak, and embarrassed. One day, she watched a video just like this one. It said, "Start with your mouth. Don't wait for confidence. Build it with repetition." Sarah was scared, but she decided to try. Every morning, she stood in front of the mirror. She said simple sentences out loud. She whispered to herself at night. She did the mouth routine daily, even when it felt strange. She didn't stop when it felt uncomfortable. In the beginning, it was awkward, but after 1 week, she felt different. After 2 weeks, she recorded her own voice with pride. After 1 month, she did her first live video call in English. Not perfect, but fluent. Not fast, but fearless and alive. And now she teaches others, all because she stopped waiting for fluency to come from her brain and started building it with her mouth. Why do most people stay silent forever? Here's the sad truth. Most English learners are waiting. They're always delaying, always postponing fluency. They say things like, "I'll speak when I feel ready. I'll start when I know more vocabulary. I'll talk when I'm perfect." But the truth is, you will never feel ready. Fluency doesn't come to you. You go to it. You build it with practice. You train for it. You speak for it. You sweat for it. You repeat it again and again until it becomes natural. Just like you train your body in the gym, you train your mouth to speak. That's the only way fluency becomes permanent. Let's break it down clearly. Problem: brain full, mouth empty. Most learners keep studying silently, but this method builds real speaking power daily. Fear of mistakes. Learners stay quiet. This method encourages repetition plus confidence. Vocabulary, but no fluency. Others wait to speak. Here you speak now. Traditional learning creates passive learners. They listen only. This method creates active speakers. Confidence is missing in learners. This builds identity through voice. Your brain can't lead this journey. Your mouth has to. If you wait for your brain to feel fluent, you'll wait forever. But if you train your mouth to move, even with small, simple words, you'll feel confidence. You'll feel growth. You'll feel transformation. You'll start thinking in English because the more you speak, the more your brain starts working with your mouth. They finally become a team. That's fluency. The mind-mouth connection explains it simply. Think about this flow. Thought, idea in English, spoken words, someone hears you, communication happens. If you never train your mouth, this flow breaks down. Your thoughts stay stuck inside. Your mouth doesn't know how to deliver them. You stay silent. But when you train your mouth, thoughts flow naturally. Sentences come automatically. You don't need to translate every word anymore. You just speak with rhythm, feeling, and ease. This is how you build speaking confidence that no one can take away from you. Fluency is not a gift. It's a habit. You are not bad at English. You are just untrained in the art of speaking. And now you have the training. You have the method. You have the routine. All you need is daily practice. the daily choice. Do it every day. Do it even when you're tired. Do it even if you feel silly or unmotivated. Do it anyway, because every sentence you speak out loud, every repetition you do, every whisper you make at night builds a voice the world will hear. Part 4. The 7-Day Mouth Training Challenge. Let's be honest. Watching this video is not enough. Feeling motivated is not enough. Even understanding everything is not enough. The only thing that will change your fluency is action. Not once, but repeated daily emotional practice. So in this part, I will give you a 7-day challenge that can change your speaking level forever, no matter where you begin. And no, you don't need expensive classes, a speaking partner, a fancy teacher, a perfect accent, or even confidence. You only need yourself. You need your voice, your time, your decision, and 10 minutes a day. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Are you ready? Let's go. Day 1. Start speaking, even if it's ugly. The mindset for today is, I will speak even if I make mistakes. The goal is simple. Just open your mouth and speak. No fear, no shame, no hesitation. Speak what you know with honesty. Say your name. Say what you want to learn. Say why you're doing this. Keep it real. Don't overthink. Just say it. Tell yourself, I don't wait for perfect English. I speak what I know. Mistakes don't stop me. Silence does. I speak today, not someday. Do the full 5-step mouth training routine and record your voice if you can. Even 30 seconds is powerful progress. You're not performing, you're starting. That's the key. Don't wait to feel ready. Action itself makes you ready. Begin now, even if it's imperfect. Day 2. Speak what you see. The mindset is, my world is my practice zone. Everything around you can become English practice. Today, describe things around you in English. Your room, your phone, your mirror, your clothes. Speak without worrying about grammar. Just express. Say things like, this is my phone. I use it to learn. I watch English videos on this phone every night before I sleep. I am wearing a blue shirt. I like it. I bought it last month. It makes me feel good. Speak naturally and freely. Do the full mouth training routine and then describe 5 things around you. Use real objects. Talk to them like friends. Bring them to life. This works because you connect English with your real life, not grammar books. Your daily world becomes your classroom. Everything becomes practice material. Day 3. Speak what you feel. The mindset is, fluency means emotion, not just words. Today, you'll connect English with your feelings and your inner truth. What are you feeling right now? Happy, nervous, excited, scared? Say it out loud. For example, say, I feel nervous, but I'm doing this anyway because I want to grow. I feel proud. I finished 2 days of practice. I never thought I could do a 10-minute mission, but here I am speaking. That alone is proof of courage and progress. Do the full mouth training routine, and then say 3 emotional sentences out loud. Say them with energy, with breath, with truth. Don't hold back your feelings. This trains both your mouth and your heart. Real fluency is not about perfect grammar. It's about saying what's inside you with freedom. Day 4. Tell a short story. The mindset is, every voice has a story and mine matters. Your stories carry weight. They deserve to be spoken. Today, tell one short story from your life. It can be small, a memory, a funny mistake, or a happy moment. Even if it's just 4 or 5 sentences, speak it out loud. Stretch your sentences. Add emotion. Speak like someone is truly listening. For example, say, "Last year, I tried to speak English with a tourist. I said something wrong. We both laughed, but I felt proud. I tried. I spoke. That moment changed something in me. I realized mistakes don't kill fluency. They create it. That memory gave me power." 10-minute mission. Do the mouth routine plus one short personal story. Speak it out loud, not in your mind. This builds fluency, identity, and story confidence. Day 5. Practice in front of the mirror. The mindset is, if I can speak to myself, I can speak to the world. Courage begins here. Today, go to a mirror, look at your face, speak to yourself like a coach, encourage yourself, build strength with your reflection. Say, "You are strong, you are learning, you are growing, you are becoming fluent." This practice changes your mindset and self-perception completely. 10-minute mission, mouth training routine, plus mirror pep talk. Optional. Add facial expressions. Use your hands. Speak with energy. Treat yourself as your best student. Why is this powerful? It builds body and voice connection. You see yourself as a speaker. Fear weakens. Confidence rises. Identity begins to shift. Actors, leaders, and TED speakers all use the mirror for practice. And today, you are one of them. You step into your speaker identity with power. Day 6. Repeat and stretch. The mindset is, repetition creates rhythm. Rhythm creates fluency. Fluency lives in habit, not in newness. Today, you reinforce your progress. Go back to any sentence from days 1 to 5 and repeat it. Then stretch it into longer, fuller sentences with deeper meaning. For example, "I am learning English." Stretch it to, "I am learning English every day." "I started this challenge to speak better and feel stronger." Stretch it further to, "I want to speak fluently because I want to grow in my life." Each repetition makes the sentence feel more natural and real. 10-minute mission. Mouth routine plus stretch 3 old sentences. Why does this work? Because this is how children learn language. Repeat, expand, and own the words. Now you do the same. That's fluency in action. You're turning simple lines into powerful speech. Every sentence stretches your voice and your identity. Day 7. Become who you speak. The mindset is, I don't just speak English, I live it. This is not practice anymore. This is transformation. Today is your transformation day. You've trained your mouth for 6 days. You've spoken to yourself, your world, your feelings, and your future. Now today, you declare who you are. Stand up, breathe deep, speak these lines aloud with strength, ownership, and certainty. I am an English speaker. I don't wait for confidence. I create it. I have trained my mouth. I have found my voice. This is not the end. This is my beginning. I speak. I grow. I live in English every day with freedom, optional but powerful. Record a short 30-second video. Say your name, where you're from, and what you learned in 7 days of speaking. You don't need to post it. Just keep it for yourself. Proof that you are becoming fluent. Evidence of your growth and courage. You just finished a 7-day mouth transformation. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe your voice shook. Maybe you forgot words. Maybe you felt silly. But listen carefully. Every word you spoke gave power to your future. Every breath you took in English gave strength to your voice. Every second you spent practicing made you stronger than those who were still waiting. You didn't wait. You acted. You didn't hide. You spoke. You didn't give up. You grew. Now think about what will happen if you do this not just for 7 days, but for 30 days straight. What about 90 days? Every day you train, you create a new version of yourself. That's not just fluency. That's transformation for life. Part 5. The mindset of a fluent speaker. Many people believe English fluency comes from studying grammar, learning vocabulary, watching videos, or reading books. But the truth is different. You can have all the grammar in the world and still stay silent. Knowledge doesn't always create expression. You can have a big vocabulary and still feel afraid. You can understand English movies and still avoid speaking when people are around you. Why? Because speaking is not just about your brain. It's about your beliefs. What you believe about yourself controls your fluency completely. If you believe, I'm not good enough, people will laugh, I'm too old to learn, I'll never sound fluent, then even the best methods in the world will not work because your belief blocks your mouth. Your fear silences your potential. But if you believe, I'm learning every day. Mistakes are proof of progress. My voice deserves space. Fluency is my right. Everything changes. Then you will speak. You will practice. You will grow. You will win. Belief fuels effort. Effort builds fluency. Confidence follows repetition and truth. Tell yourself, I will no longer ask for permission to speak English. I will give it to myself. My right. My choice. My growth. You don't need a certificate. You don't need approval. You don't need someone to say, now you can speak. What you need is a decision, a simple, firm decision that says, I speak. I practice. I grow every single day. That's where fluency begins. Inside a decision that refuses to wait. But let's talk about the invisible enemies of fluency, the thoughts and emotions that stop you from speaking even when you already know the words. The first enemy is the fear of judgment. You're afraid people will laugh, correct you, or think you sound silly. But the truth is, nobody becomes fluent by staying silent. Every fluent speaker you admire made mistakes, sounded bad, and kept going. They spoke through the fear. They grew because they didn't stop. You don't speak for other people. You speak for your future self. Every word you say today builds tomorrow's confidence. Fear doesn't decide. You do. Then comes the fear of mistakes. You want every sentence to be perfect, but perfect sentences come only from imperfect practice. Broken English today becomes fluent English tomorrow. Speak broken English. Speak slowly. Speak with pauses. But speak. Silence is the only true mistake. Action builds fluency. Perfection arrives later. Next is overthinking. You try to plan every sentence in your mind. You worry about grammar, tenses, and accent. But by the time you're ready, the moment is gone. Fluency is not a school test. It's a daily conversation with the world. You don't need perfect structure. You need freedom. You don't need to be fast. You need to be present. Fluency is rhythm, not grammar. Speak to connect, not to calculate. And then comes comparison. You see others on Instagram, YouTube, or in movies speaking fast and confidently. You feel small. But remember, you are not them. You're you. You're not late. You're on your own journey. Every fluent person once stood where you stand now. They just kept practicing. What matters is not who speaks better, but who practices more. Consistency beats talent. Daily repetition beats comparison. If you want to build fluency, protect your mind. Build beliefs that support your growth. Words follow beliefs. Your mindset drives your mouth. Here are 7 new beliefs to repeat every day. 7 rules for your new identity as a fluent speaker. Rule 1. I am not learning English. I am becoming English. Fluency isn't about passing a test. It's about building an identity. You don't just study English. You live it, speak it, and grow with it. It's a lifestyle, not a subject. Rule 2. My mouth is my teacher. Speaking trains your brain. Repetition builds memory. Every word spoken brings fluency closer. Rule 3. I speak first, I fix later. Speak with what you know. Mistakes are welcome. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Rule 4. Confidence is a muscle. You don't wait for confidence. You build it through small daily actions. Every word strengthens your courage. Every sentence you speak adds power, even if no one hears it. Confidence is invisible training earned in private and revealed in public. Rule 5. I compete only with yesterday's version of me. You don't need to sound like a native. You just need to sound improved. Speak better than last week. That's progress. That's fluency. Rule 6. My voice has value. English is not only vocabulary, it's your thoughts, stories, and emotions. Your words matter because your story matters. Rule 7. Fluency is my right, not a luxury. You don't need money, America, or perfection. You need a voice. And you already have one, a mouth and a decision. That's all fluency requires. No excuses left. Just belief, practice, and consistency. Say these aloud. Whisper them before you sleep. Repeat them until your brain believes them. Turn belief into identity. Say, I am an English speaker. My fluency grows with practice. Mistakes don't make me weak. They make me real and strong. Every sentence I speak builds my future. I no longer study English. I live it. Fluency isn't a dream, it's my daily habit. My voice grows stronger every day. English isn't hard. It just needs my voice. I don't wait for confidence. I create it. When you stop chasing perfection and start practicing freedom, everything changes. Fear weakens, nerves soften, sentences flow naturally, thoughts turn into words easily. You stop translating in your mind. You start thinking in English. You begin to enjoy your progress. You speak with your full voice, free of fear. Because now you're not learning from fear, you're learning from freedom. That's the difference. That's the breakthrough. That's when fluency finally becomes part of who you are. You've trained your mouth. You've completed the 7-day challenge. Now you've trained your mindset. You're no longer just a learner. You are a speaker. And speakers don't stay silent. They don't wait for permission. They don't beg for fluency. They create it every single day through repetition, belief, identity, and bravery. That's you now. From now on, every sentence you say, every mistake you make, every word you whisper, every repetition you do shapes the speaker you're becoming. Part 6. Don't let fluency die inside you. Let's talk about why most people never become fluent. The answer is painful, but it's real. It's not because they're lazy or not smart. It's not even because they don't know how to learn. It's because they stop, they pause, they wait, they let life get in the way. Slowly, their habit breaks, and their voice disappears. Their progress fades. Their fluency begins to die quietly inside them. So many people say, I tried to learn English, but I gave up. Or, I was improving, but I lost my habit. They feel like they're always starting over, never moving forward. The saddest part is that the fluency they could have built never comes out. It stays trapped inside, unspoken and unrealized. But that won't be you, because this time you're not going back. This time, you know fluency comes from consistency, not temporary motivation. It doesn't come from one big moment, one powerful app, or one class. It comes from what you do when nobody's watching, when it's just you and your voice. That's where real growth lives. Fluency grows in those quiet minutes before bed when you whisper English sentences. In that morning moment when you talk to your reflection. In that short walk when you describe what you see in English. In that lunch break when you repeat your identity phrases. These small, private moments are where fluency is born. Not in perfection, not in talent, but in daily consistency. Here's the real formula for lifelong English fluency. Speak every day. That's it. That's the golden rule. Even 5 minutes is enough. Consistency matters more than time. Your voice needs practice, not just watching or reading. Speak to yourself. Whisper. Repeat. But speak. Speak with emotion. Feel your words. Don't say them like a robot. Say them like truth. Say them like they matter. Because they do. Every word shapes your identity. Use your life as your teacher. Talk about your day, your food, your feelings, your memories. Don't wait for a perfect lesson. Your life is your classroom. Repeat your identity daily. I am an English speaker, not just a student, not just a learner, a speaker, a voice with power. Don't break the chain. If you speak today, speak tomorrow. Build your fluency like a strong chain, unbroken and impossible to forget. Make it visible. Create a small wall chart on your mirror or notebook. Write. Day 1. Check mark. Day 2, check mark. Day 3, check mark. Keep going. Day 10, day 30, day 100, day 365. Every mark is proof. Every mark is power. Every mark is fluency. Even 1 minute of speaking counts. Mark it. That's your evidence. That's your progress. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be daily. Some days you'll feel tired. Some days you'll doubt yourself. You'll wonder, am I improving? Is this working? Maybe I'm not good enough. When those thoughts come, speak anyway. Even one line, even one phrase. I am an English speaker. 30 seconds is enough. One repetition is progress. Speaking when you're tired builds fluency deeper than speaking when it's easy. Watch your growth. Go back to your recordings. Listen to how you sounded last week or last month. You'll hear change. You'll hear growth. Celebrate that. Every small improvement matters. Remember who you're doing this for, not your teacher, not your school, not YouTube. You're doing it for yourself, for your freedom, for your future, for your dreams. That's why you keep going. That's why you don't stop when doubt whispers. And here's the truth. If you stop using English, you don't just pause, you start losing it. You forget words. Your confidence fades. Your mouth feels stiff. Your identity becomes quiet again. Silence grows stronger every day you don't speak. That's why this isn't a one-time plan. It's a lifestyle. Speaking is like breathing. You don't do it once, you live it. You don't need to speak for hours. You just need to train your voice like your breath. Every day, every moment, without excuses. From now on, you don't speak English only when it's needed. You don't speak only for exams, interviews, or classes. You don't wait for listeners or approval. You speak because you are a speaker. You speak because that's who you are. That's the lifestyle shift. That's how fluency becomes unstoppable. You are a fluent human in training, building the voice the world needs to hear. Every word shapes that voice. Every day matters. Use simple daily prompts to train your voice. Speak them out loud. Record them. Stretch them. Repeat them. Daily practice transforms you. Examples. Today I feel. Right now I can see. I'm grateful for. This week I want to. One thing I love about my life is. My dream is. These are small prompts, but they have a big impact. When you speak English, say how you feel. I used to feel scared, but now I speak. Not because I'm perfect, but because I'm growing. Because this is who I'm becoming. These are not just exercises. These are anchors. They lock your identity as a fluent speaker. They make you fall in love with English again and again. They remind you that this journey is not about grammar. It's about your voice. The truth is simple but powerful. If you don't speak, you vanish. No book, app, or teacher will tell you this clearly, but it's real. If you don't speak your truth, if you keep waiting for confidence, if you keep hiding behind grammar books, you disappear, not from the world, but from your own potential. Inside, you lives a fluent version of yourself, free, confident, bold, unforgettable. But that version stays locked inside your silence, and every day you don't speak, you tell that version, stay quiet. Not yet. Maybe someday slowly that version fades. Not because you're not smart, not because you're not strong, but because you waited too long to act. Fluency isn't a natural gift. It's not talent. It's not personality. It's a choice. Every single day, you choose silence or speech. You either stay quiet, safe, and unsure, or you speak, practice, and grow. One road leads to regret. The other leads to power. There's no third road. You either train your mouth or lose your voice. That's the reality. You either build fluency or build fear. You either become a speaker or live as a prisoner inside your own silence. If you want real, permanent, unbreakable fluency, live by these 3 laws every day. The laws of speaking. Law number 1. If you don't speak, you shrink. Every day you avoid speaking, your confidence doesn't pause, it fades. Your belief weakens, your rhythm dies, your voice disappears. The only way to grow is to speak. Even broken English still builds strength. Even nervous speech still counts. Even when it hurts, speak anyway. Words don't need perfection. They need presence. Every attempt is progress. Law number 2. If you don't use it, you lose it. You can study English for years, but silence steals everything fast. If you don't use English, your words turn to dust in your mind. You forget. You slow down. You lose belief. Fluency is not something to memorize. It's something to protect. Just like your body weakens without exercise, your English weakens without speaking. Law number 3. You are either building fluency or building fear. Every action builds something. Every choice today is shaping your future. You're either building confidence or building excuses. You're either building fluency or building fear. There's no neutral, no pause, no middle road. Every day you stay silent, your fear grows stronger. Every day you speak, even one sentence, your future becomes louder, braver, freer. Here's what fluency looks like when you don't stop, a timeline of transformation. Day 1. You feel awkward. You mumble. You repeat. Fear feels heavy, but you did it. You spoke. That's your first victory. Day 3. You still feel silly, but you keep going. Your sentences are clumsy, but your courage is building. Speaking despite fear is power. Day 7. Your mouth moves faster. You say longer sentences. For the first time, English feels like music, not memorized words. Day 14. You start talking while walking, cooking, or working. English becomes part of your day. Your voice feels more natural, less forced. Day 21. You stop translating. Words flow directly. Sentences come naturally. You start thinking in English with rhythm and ease. Day 30. You explain your day in English without fear. Speaking feels like identity, like home. Day 60. You feel deeply connected to English. You talk in your sleep. You catch yourself whispering sentences naturally. This is what happens when you stay consistent. This is what happens when you choose speech over silence. Every single day, your voice grows stronger, your fear weaker, and your fluency unstoppable. That's fluency. Day 90. You don't think English. You think in English. Your voice flows. Fear fades. You finally realize you didn't just learn, you became. That's the timeline. That's the process. Not magic, not luck, but daily training. 3 months of effort can create a lifetime of fluency. People can teach you, apps can show you, books can explain, but no one, not even me, can speak English for you. Only you can train your voice. Only you can build your fluency. Only you can create the speaker you want to become. And if you don't do it, no one will. No teacher can give you fluency. It must come from your voice. Most learners will watch hundreds of videos, save Instagram reels, buy grammar books, and say, "I'll start tomorrow." Then tomorrow never arrives. They stay silent. They stay trapped. They feel jealous of others. They feel frustrated in conversations. They lie awake asking, "Why not me?" But you watched until the end. You listened with your heart. You practiced with your mouth. You're not like the rest. You're ready. Every night before sleep, every morning before the world wakes, say this: my voice matters. I speak to become who I am. I speak because I refuse to die with my voice still inside me. I don't need permission. I need practice. I will speak. Even if I'm the only one listening, I will speak because one day the world will listen. Your fluency is unstoppable. If you remember nothing else, remember this truth. English fluency is not perfection. It's persistence, not knowledge, not talent, but daily practice. You don't need to speak like a native. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't need to impress. You just need to speak, show up, train, repeat, believe. Because your mouth is not just for eating or smiling or staying quiet. It is your freedom, and now it's time to use it. This is not theory. This is not advice. This is your turning point, your choice. If this video touched your heart, if it made you feel like you can finally speak, if it gave you a method, a mindset, and a mission, then don't keep it to yourself. Speak one line today. Tell us in the comments what part changed your life. Begin your 90-day voice challenge now. Don't just watch, act. And subscribe to Talkish English if you want to build your fluency with power, peace, and purpose. This channel exists for your voice. This is not just a YouTube video. This is a movement. We're not here to impress you. We're here to wake you up. We're here to help you become the speaker the world has been waiting for. That's why Talkish English exists. For your freedom, your future. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for listening. But most of all, thank yourself for choosing to speak, to grow, to become fluent. Now go speak. And never be silent again. Because your fluency begins right now. Not tomorrow, not someday, not later. Today. Your voice begins. Remember, English fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up daily, practicing daily, and refusing to let silence win. Every sentence matters. Every whisper is progress. Every mistake is proof of growth. You are stronger than fear. You are ready for fluency. So what will you do today? Will you stay quiet, or will you start speaking? The choice is yours. Speak now. Begin now. Because your mouth is the gateway to your freedom. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait another year of silence. If you feel something inside you today, let it guide you. Speak one line. Record one word. That is how fluency begins. Your voice is too important to waste. Your story is too powerful to stay silent. And your fluency is too close to give up. So my final question, will you let fear decide, or will you let your voice rise? The answer is your destiny. Now it's your turn. What part of today's training hit you hardest? Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your story. And if you're ready to build your voice step by step, don't just watch. Subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who needs hope. Because fluency is not just your dream, it's a gift you can inspire in others. Your courage could unlock another learner's future. So say it with me one last time. I am an English speaker. I don't wait, I practice, I grow, I speak. Now carry these words into your day. Carry them into your week. Carry them until they become your identity. That's how fluency becomes life. This is Talkish English, and we believe in your voice. Keep speaking, keep growing, and never let silence win again. Your journey has begun.